Okay, Heroes of the Week. Remember, you can nominate somebody who is nice to your child, and they can be in the raffle to win $5,000. These are the heroes that we got this week. My son has gone through a very hard situation at home and has a very hard time in school, and this has been going on for all of his previous years. A lot of his time in school was spent in the hallways and in meetings, and mine in meetings, phone calls, and making chart after chart. It was really hard to get him to come on time to school, daven, or do any kind of classwork, and of course to behave. This year, in 6th grade, one of the first days of school, his Rebbe, Rabbi Weinbaum, asked him to build an air hockey table that was purchased for the class. The Rebbe then thanked my son and praised him for his help. A few weeks later, the Rebbe asked my son to go to the bank to get change for the class tzedakah, again making him feel on top of the world. The Rebbe also made a deal. If my son comes on time to school for 2 weeks, he will take him out for pizza. Needless to say, with such a Rebbe who is constantly looking for ways to boost my son has made a 360-degree turnaround. That's actually not good. That's back to where you started. So 180-degree turnaround. His behavior is incredible. All our charts are gone, and he is getting amazing marks in all subjects. Turns out, my boy is quite smart. He fell in love with and absolutely loves Gemara, and most days he davens with tremendous chiyus. I am so grateful to Rabbi Weinbaum for building up my son and bringing out the best in my son, and I nominate him as our hero. Good people. Mrs. Hirsch is a lovely lady that my kip likes to call the cookie lady. She is a cousin of mine that has a business selling designer decorative cookies for simchas, yamim tovim, and corporate events. When our kip was discharged from her residential treatment for anorexia, she was desperately looking for a job. She originally wanted to work at Starbucks, but they didn't accept her. She wanted a job that she will have fun work only fun work, and the hours that she wanted, part-time, and it had to be something food-related. We were desperately looking around, as we knew our chances of her getting a job at all was slim, since her emotional state was far from ideal. She went around and applied all over, but nobody wanted to hire her. Then I met Mrs. Hirsch at a cousin's wedding, and I remembered that she has a food business. I asked her if she would be able to hire our kip, totally expecting no for an answer. Not only didn't she say no, but she said, sure, of course, anything I can do to help. Our kip started to work there the next day. Mrs. Hirsch paid her extremely generously and encouraged her to take lunch breaks, as our kip has anorexia, and this is even though she only worked 3-hour workdays. And she was very nice to her, complimenting her even though she couldn't really do her work properly due to her weakened state. Our kip has only positive, great memories of working, quote unquote, for Mrs. Hirsch, where her self-esteem has grown tremendously. We will forever be grateful to her, and I would like to nominate our hero, Mrs. Esty Hirsch. Beautiful. When our son was spiraling down and our Shabbos tables were not very pleasant, with my son coming home from the bars in the middle of the Suda or after the Suda, and going out to the parks after the meal, obviously to get high and drunk, Rabbi Shimshi, our Haftig, would come over almost every Friday night to our house. He would hug all the menfolk, sing and sing and sing and sing, Zmiris and Dvekastika songs, and give us all some warm words of chizuk, all the while holding my kip's hand. Eventually, we even had Rikidus. This went on for about 4 months. In the meantime, we were introduced to TP, and our Shabbos table became much more Geshmak Baruch Hashem on its own. But until TP, it was Rabbi Shimshi that injected life into our dry bones and helped us accept our situation with Simcha. We nominate Rabbi Shimshi War Haftig as our hero. Excellent. You can always nominate a hero by emailing me or WhatsApping me, and they get into a raffle for $5,000.